2TC is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you have to place down only 2 towers and get through the 95 rounds that CHIMPS presents for us. And today will be a very dangerous game if you want to be a helicopter pilot, because we're going to be doing this with the Snowstorm and, when it comes to helis, the Comanche Commander. We're going to have to go IFR because we're going to need some means of popping camos early on in the game. So to do this, we're going to be placing down our Druid, which is going to be around here somewhere. Come on now. You're going to fit bottom left, whether you like it or not. So we're going to be going with hard forms first, so we're going to be pursuing bottom path as our cross path. And this time I will begin Hearts of Vengeance because some of you were very, very passionate about me not getting Heart of Vengeance within my old Pops Druids video. Isn't that just wonderful? If we place a Druid on last, then hopefully it will always aim down here so that it always pops the most amount of balloons that it can possibly can. Hard Thorns is here. Now leads will not be a problem. Camo leads are a different issue, but I hope that by that time we will have the Spirit of the Forest plop down on the field. I mean, the Superstorm, it's not even that. Oh, I was referring to the wrong cross path, but we're still doing the Superstorm path, but we will get Comanche Commander first before the Superstorm. A whole bunch of blue balloons, we should be able to do that very easily. And now we're on round 11 with a bunch of yellows, greens, blues, then reds. Strength in reverse order. I kind of like that, especially for this scenario, so we don't have to deal with a massive amount of balloons at the same time because of Pierce Cap and all that jargon. Oh, we have ourselves a little bit of a scenario here with a bunch of yellows. Right, sometimes this could be down to luck on whether or not that leftmost fawn is able to hit that backmost yellow, and we managed to do that. Lovely. Round 13 is here. So, when we are able to place down the Heli Pilot, hopefully this green decorated tree, I'll say green tree there, but they're all green! Trees by nature are by default green! Green decorated trees will be removed from the field, and we have ourselves more yellow issues to deal with. What I'm thinking of is if we get Heart of Thunder partially way through the round. There we go. And now we have that. You couldn't pop that one red with your lightning. Surely it surges through the entire track like if it's water. But no. Oh, goodness sakes. I am on the right track, but it's just trying to get this one single red to be popped. There we go. For some reason that worked. I hate these yellows. No way will these yellows torment me anymore. At least for this video anyways. Goodness sakes, for one balloon that always gets me down in any of these videos, it's not the one that you think of. It's not the pink balloon, it's the yellow balloon. Oh dearie me. Right, round 17 we have those down and out of the count. Luckily we are on this tile here, which enables +1 damage in all of our attacks. Which means early on that +1 damage is very pivotal towards our success. Let's see, put that down, lovely. We're going to be going straight for middle path so we can get IFR. Infrared for those camo balloons. It's going to be necessity though, because we have no means of popping camos with our Druid here unless you go with Spirit of the Storm or Superstorm. Sorry, Spirit of the Forest, Spirit of the Storm. Is that going to be its Paragon name? Wrath of the Spirit Storm. Please don't name it that, Ninja Kui. Round 27 is being easily dealt with, but guess what we have on this round? We have leads, and they're kind of hard to deal with unless you have something that can pop them. Hard Thorns does it, and the Lightning does as well. We will get Heart of Vengeance this time around, ladies and gentlemen. Do not worry about it. We have that extra 10% attack speed that everyone kept going about on my Druids All Pops videos. We have it there. Stop your I'm not whining, but stop your observations. We have it now. Some of you pointed out, but others were whining. I prefer the pointing out variety. I like it when I make an error and people point it out in a polite, humane, mannered way in which one can translate what you're talking about and be able to understand what you're going on about. Round 33, all camo, so all of it has to be done with the Heli Pilot. Thank you. Moab Shove is here, but the effectiveness of that will not be present until round 40, aside from a little missile that goes out of it periodically. I believe that before it got its missile, I would have thought that you'd be able to get 2 megapops with a balloon crush. Because of the fact that the Mob Shove did less pops, because of the fact that it didn't have missiles back in the day when the balloon crush 2 megapops was possible. But I'm pretty sure somebody out there will be able to make it possible anyways. But I do not like it when such a weak tower requires such a huge amount of cost in order to get up to its maximum effectiveness by going from tier 4 to tier 5 with a really weak upgrade. We are left with the camos at round 37. Now we are done with our surprise of round 38 because it's here. Heart of Thunder is only useful early game once we get Spirit for Forest. Keep going about the wrong cross path here, Superstorm. Once we get Superstorm, then our DDT problems will be non-existent. Because honestly, Superstorm is one of the best things nowadays against DDTs. Because when it was originally a thing, Superstorms were not able to target camos, but I'm glad it does. The tornadoes become so big and so violent, they are able to seek out camouflaged infantry balloons and able to pop them. Also, we're going to be going towards Comanche defense if we can get it in time. Thank you very much. For A, more pops, but B, these little helicopters that come along towards the side in case the balloons get too far along the track. 25% of the way, 1 helicopter spawns. 50% of the way, 2 helicopters spawn in total. And when it makes it to 3/4 of the way, 75% of the way, a 3rd helicopter appears. 3 in total. Not cumulative, just in total. So 1 helicopter, then another one will spawn, then another one will spawn. And another one. Druid of the Storm and Ball of Lightning, so that we'll be able to get a little bit more firepower out of a Druid once it's able to attack the balloons, if there are any balloons which are within the vicinity of this one. There we go, round 50. We should honestly wait for it to get to the Druid itself, just so that we'll be able to get that a little bit more power out. And the Ball of Lightning's slow travel is able to affect any nearby balloons that come along its way, but then again, these are camos. And at the moment, our Druid cannot pop, detect, or sorry, backwards, detect and pop camos. The reason why I keep saying Spirit Force is number 1 is starts with the same letter. But number 2, I've been trying to pursue a Spirit Force Comanche Commander path, and honestly, you're very lucky if you're able to get through round 95, but round 99, the fortified DTs are just a little bit too tough for us to be able to deal with. Probably back in the day, like very early days when the Comanche defense was an absolute behemoth, then maybe that 2TC would be possible, just like the 2TC that used to be possible but now is no longer possible for Grandmaster Ninja and Permabrew was possible back in Update 9. But it was nerfed to Oblivion, and well, not Oblivion, but it's been very nerfed to where the shurikens fired from the Grandmaster Ninja have pretty much half the PS and half the attack speed as well. So there are obviously going to be some nerds out there that think that they know what they're doing and disregard anything that Ninja Kiwi presents to the table when it comes to patch notes and updates and that sort of jazz. I love humanity. Round 59, we have these to deal with, but thankfully our Comanche defense will be able to deal with these camouflage late. Almost there's something else there. First BFB on the field, and now we're here. I was able to shove them back momentarily, but it can only really effectively shove back 1 Moab class balloon, 2 if you're on a lucky day, and if they're small enough, go. There we go. Round 62 is here soon. This will be round 63. And we have ourselves a bunch of ceramics to deal with. Isn't this fun? Isn't it just really fun? We have a bunch of really tough balloons to deal with, which are all concentrated in a single area. Like, we're going to have to really prioritize these rainbow regrow cameras because they're rather annoying. Round 63 is done. Lovely days. We've got these additional mini Comanches, which is nice. Very nice. Now a second one spawns. Lovely. Our power has increased temporarily a little bit again. We have our own onboard overdrive, except it's just additional helicopters. Now the monkeys in the balloons universe are so smart that superstorms are not able to inflict any damage upon helicopters or planes for that matter, and other things as well, like dropping a huge Tsar bomber does not affect anything aside from the balloons themselves. The monkeys universe is so advanced that, well, we could learn a thing or two about not damaging anything aside from the intended targets that we wish to eradicate using nuclear weapons. Alright, we've got ourselves a bunch of ceramics to deal with here, but we managed to deal with them all with love. Okay, Comanche Commander is here. I wish to get Superstorm, but I honestly don't think we'll be able to survive round 76 without more firepower. And we cannot get the Superstorm around 76, even though it would also be a huge excess of peers to be able to deal with on that round. Not really been a huge amount to report on, really. We are devouring these rounds pretty easily. So we'll join you for round 70, end of round 75, but definitely round 76. There we go. Round 76 has been dealt with like if it's absolutely nothing. All of the helicopters here and all their firepower just dealt through round 76 like if it was nothing. Oh gosh, it just went through that lot of ceramics again like if it was nothing. What can these Comanche Commanders cannot do? Well, not damage DDTs is one of them. Neither their darts nor their explosives are able to even scratch the surface of the DDTs. We're going to have to solely rely on the Superstorm in order to damage and destroy DDTs. Isn't that just wonderful? When you have a ultra-fast balloon which has many properties that makes it immune to most kind of attacks. Well, I'm not going to hold it against Ninja because that is the fun of the challenge of these kind of things. You can't just rely on any old wonky tower. You have to rely on a very good tower with multiple means of being able to pop balloons. Sometimes if you're just that normal type of attack where you can just pop any kind of balloon which doesn't have any weaknesses, I'm talking about the type of attack itself, then that is not a huge amount of bother, but then again your only weakness then would be camos by default. But the balloon reports, like the weather report, has just come in. Round 82, following on to round 83, has been neutralized. Hey, we can... Oh, I thought we was there. I thought it was somehow 54,000 rather than 64,000, but I'm not going to complain because Superstorm used to be much more expensive. I just misread the information, my bad. But hey, we're at least 6k away from it now. 5k away from it now, right? We are there with the ZOMGs. They are pretty much being dealt with right about now. And finally, the Druid has fired a single bolt within the past 10 minutes or so, because our Comanche Commander has been able to deal with all of his balloons without a single, what do you call it, issue. But now we can finally purchase the Superstorm. And we have got it with Heart of Vengeance this time. Right, round 89 has ended, which means round 90 is here. Especially the DDTs get to the Superstorm. Otherwise, we will just be stalling these DDTs without any means of damaging them because the Comanche Commander cannot even damage DDTs. And someone's going to be like, well, actually you can. All you have to do is place an MIB by it. This is 2 tower chimps and we cannot put down a helicopter on round 6 to pop balloons. Round 91 is done. It's just a rule of thumb in life where if you start an argument by saying, well, actually, you have already lost the argument, because nobody is going to take you seriously. Round 92 has been dealt with. What sounds incredibly nerdy on the internet, and who the hell on the internet likes nerds? Oh, I do, but not the really rude ones. I like each and every kind of individual that could appear on the internet, but it's how you present yourself that determines whether or not you are likable or not, according to me. The only criteria I have is that you respect others and you're nice to others. Okay, maybe that's two things, but those are my only two rules. Be nice to me and be nice to others. I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, really, when it comes to just being nice to others. Sometimes it feels like a superpower nowadays, just to be able to respect other people's and their grounds. So if you're saying that you don't like something, then you best make well sure that, well, what kind of grounds are you on when saying that, and what is it for? Round 94 is done and dealt with. Round 95 is here. Lovely. Lovely. More DDTs to the slaughter, and this is where we would say that in the Balloons universe, these are very well trained pilots in order to not be scooped away by the massive lightning tornadoes that spawns out of the Superstorm. Round 96 is here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Excellent. Excellent. Round 96 is being dealt with very easily. They get kind of stalled by the Comanche Commander. They get targeted by the Comanche Commander, but they are not moving anywhere to be exit because of the Superstorm, which is maxed out its pierce cap because of his ZMGs. But thankfully, the fortified ones do not increase the amount of pierce, just increases the amount of damage, I think. I imagine someone in the comments could be like, well, actually, if a balloon is fortified, then it has double the pierce required, as well as double the damage required to pop it. Anyways, round 97 is going very well, and these old-timer ZMGs are now in BFB forms. Round 97 is done and dusted, and we are good with all that. Excellent. Now round 98, this is the big round. This is the massive round of chimps. And if you're able to get through round 98, well, you're able to go through most rounds. But your other obstacles are the fortified DT rounds and the bad round, which is very bad. Round 98 is being dealt with. Just need to keep an eye on all these balloons. Hopefully, with this still on last, is able to target the ZMGs and be able to pop the majority of the balloons, or send them back to the start of a track, just like those ones are. Excellent, excellent. This is all looking rather lovely here, ladies and gentlemen, of all different kinds of visual aspects. 99 is here, and we have ourselves fortified DDTs. Again, no match for the Superstorm. Just takes twice as long to pop them all, and that's it. Lovely. Now around 100, we really need the Comanche Commander to deal with this bad for the majority of it. The Superstorm does jack against the bad. It's only its innards that is able to blow them back. Amazing. So with the Superstorm against the bad, you're going to need to rely on the other tower itself to deal the absolute majority of the damage against the bad itself. Otherwise, we'll be having a very difficult time when it comes to actually popping it, because you cannot rely on the Superstorm to pop a bad layer down enough. And hopefully soon, hopefully, come on now, this will be soon out of the Superstorms. There we go. That last Superstorm came in clutch there. Lovely. Okay, so let's put that back on there. No, you go back to the beginning of the map. And there we go. Superstorm Comanche Commander to Tower Chimps. I was thinking, did I say Spirit of Force again? But I didn't. Right. First time in a while, this looks like the correct amount of pops required or amount of damage required for an actual chimps game. Just like with a dino and actually as well with bombs, like the all bombs sort of stuff. Either getting too little pops or too big amount. Do not know why. So we have done 1,345,310 with the Comanche Commander with IFR. And we have 697,325 with the Superstorm with Heart of Vengeance. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been another successful run of 2 Tower Chimps. I wonder how many videos we've made now, 2 Tower Chimps, of successful ones. I'm pretty sure there are hundreds more combinations out there awaiting for us to be able to do. Now, I'm aiming to do a 2 Mega Pops in the next video, but we're just going to have to see which tower that is going to be. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please, by means, give it a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe today if you have not done so already. Otherwise, when you open up your next diamond crate, you are not guaranteed a tier 5 tower. By the way, I'm not making the rules up. If you subscribe to Fair Balloons today, then the next diamond box you pull will guarantee to have at least 1 tier 5 tower out of it. So thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everyone.